The Winter Runeforge is the new 10-man trial introduced in Season 5. It is located in southwest of Eden Grove here. If you go to the entrance, you can see a little bit of information about it. You can see it has a recommended gear score of 650 to 700, a bit about what you can expect to find inside, and that you can have up to 2 bonus runs and they're on a weekly cooldown. And with the bonus run, you get an extra chest of rewards, and that's where you really get the best rewards. And in there, there's a chance to get the Tempest Fury artifact, which is the Great Axe Whirlwind artifact. So once everyone is ready in your team, you'll enter the first room. You'll see a big icy floor, and there'll be some throwable icicles on the ground. On the wall, there'll be 6 spaces to throw these icicles. What you're just looking to do is align the runes on the top and bottom of each column. Once all of them are aligned, then the trial will actually start. This is kind of to get you used to some of the mechanics that you're going to see in the second phase of the trial, just so people know how to do it. You can tell that they're aligned as well, because once they're aligned, they will have that bright orangey shimmer around them. Like that one just turned there. Okay, there you go. Once they're all aligned, they're all light up, and then you can see the trial is about to start. So the first stage of the trial is just going to be to defeat some waves of enemies. So we're just going to defeat, again, you're just going to fight these as any normal waves of enemies. So for our setup, and the usual setup which people tend to be doing for this, is to have 2 tanks, 2 healers, and 6 DPS. I was playing as one of the tanks in this. So that's the first wave done. I was actually playing a fire staff tank for this, because one of your tanks can be like the primary tank and one can be kind of like the secondary. I was more of the secondary, because in the second phase you don't need 2 tanks as much. So again, this is just another wave of enemy spawns. Again, it's just the same thing, just take them out. And as you'll note, they do seem to be weak to fire damage, so fire staff's quite useful here. Although you obviously don't want everyone using a fire staff, you still want your melees in there as well. Now, in terms of your gear, you are gonna be taking a lot of ice damage, so you probably want to have definitely an ice amulet and maybe some ice gems in your armor as well. Potentially could get away with just opals and an ice amulet. Okay, and this is the final wave of like smaller enemies. Again, just group them up and take them out. Okay, once they're done, we will get to the first boss. That big beast behind that cage is going to open and we're going to fight the first boss. Okay, so this boss has like a couple of phases to it. First phase, you just want to, again, just damage it. We've got one of our tanks tanking it, and I'm just using the fire staff just to do damage. I do take aggro here, but that's fine because I've got a stopwatch. I'm going to take aggro sometimes as a secondary tank. So the aim here is just to get it down to 50% health. There is a stand bar, so if you can break that, that will make it quicker. And you can see that there's little ads that also spawn. You can just take them out, they're no big deal. Okay, now as you can see, he's getting to 50%. When he gets to 50, he's going to split into 2. There we go. So what you want to do is you want to split these 2 up. So you want one tank to tank one of them, and the other tank to tank the other, and then you want all your DPS to DPS down one of them, really. So as you can see here, I'm tanking the other one, and I've got one of the healers is healing me, and then everyone else is dealing with the other one, and the other healer's healing them. This is because if you keep them together, they get a buff, and it makes them take hardly any damage. I'm not actually sure if they're damage immune, or they just take really reduced damage, but they're pretty much feel unkillable when they're together, so you need that's why you want 2 tanks for this, and 2 healers. So once you have got it down to 50%, again it's going to split into 2. I think that's what's happening here. That's what happened to the other one, as you can see over there. So they're split into 2, and they're just going to DPS them down. While I keep this one busy over here. Now, when these do split into 2, you can try to split them up again, but you don't have to. You can just DPS through them when they're in this phase. You'll be able to see a bit more clearly once they've dealt with them and come over to help with this one. Again, all I'm doing is tanking this one, again trying to get aggro of these little guys at the same time to make sure they don't go after my healer. If I get too low, just shielding and healing from the sacred ground. And we're just trying to attack to keep aggro. We can do a little bit of damage to them, as you can see, but not much. Just being the tank and healer. Okay, here we go. So as you can see, they've killed those other 2, so now they will come over and help us take this one down. So when this gets to 50%, it's going to split into 2. Now I kind of tried here to split them up just to show what they were like split up, but they kind of didn't want to split up very nicely, so we ended up just fighting them together. You could actually see they physically get smaller when they split up, but we just kept them together, and as you can see, like with all of us attacking them, hitting them in AoE, they go down pretty quickly anyway. You can see on their buff bars, or their bars above their health, that little white box, that's the indication that they're together. I think it's actually meant to be like show a proper symbol, but right now it's just a white box. That's the indication they're getting the buff because they're close to each other. You just destroy them, destroy the little lads, and that's that phase done. Then the floor breaks and you'll fall down. So you want to fall all the way down to the bottom. And we're on to the final bit. I think you get an hour to do this, and that took us about 8 minutes to get to this point. One careful thing you want to do here is you want to slowly come in and just round the corner, because if someone goes too far forward, as you're going to see, that guy gets locked out because he wasn't far forward enough. So try and make sure everyone's in before you start it. Okay, so for this boss, there's a few mechanics for this one. Generally, you're going to have just the main tank it. Everyone else is going to do damage. Now, as you can see, some people have picked up this fire buff, so they've got like an AoE fire buff around them. I'll explain this what that is, but while he does this, he does like a cone of damage that goes around. You just want to walk around, stay out of the cone of damage, and just do damage as you're walking around. A couple of our players went down. Okay, you can also see there's the throwable icicles. Again, this is like similar to the bit at the start. You want to, there's 4 sections on the wall. You want to throw them to make sure they're aligned. For each one that you have aligned, you can see now that a fire buff has spawned. So you want someone to go and collect the flames. You want 1 person per flame. And as you can see here, that gives you a buff. So one of them does, so it gives you 2 buffs for everyone who is in the AoE of the flame. One of them says protects against and immune stacks of hypothermia while also taking 25% decreased ice per stack. And then the other one buff you get says bearing the ancient flame. The flame offers protection against hypothermia to the surrounding area. I'm not actually sure why they're shown as 2 separate buffs because they look to be the same. But either way, massive damage protection. So you need to be prioritizing getting those. And I almost died here because I was looking at the buffs to see what they did. Okay, and again, as the cones of damage go around, you just want to move around, stay out of the cone of damage, and just move around and keep damaging, which is why fire staff is kind of nice here, because you can just move around as you're using a fire staff. Occasionally he will pick like 1 target and do like a cone attack like you just saw there against a single target. Again, just move out of that. Okay, and then you see here some of his attacks will be like icicles from the sky, which you will see circles. You just dodge out of them. Occasionally, someone will get caught in a tomb. As you can see, that guy just asked for help. He was entombed, so he needs allies. He's just frozen in place. He can't do anything, and he takes damage over time. So you need allies to attack and break you out of that. Again, this time we got 3 cones what we're doing. So again, it's just moving around, staying outside the cones. As you can see, there's also ads that have been spawned on the outside. You want to take them out as well. So once there's no more cones that you've got to dodge, some people need to prioritize taking out the ads. Okay, once the ads are done, then it's just back onto the boss again. Okay, and as you can see, ads spawned as well. There's also the flames, so you want to kill the ads, pick up the flames. And then it's back on the boss. Cones are damage again, that spin around, so again, just move around with it. Okay, you can see the icicles have, the ads have spawned and the throwable icicles are on the ground as well, so you want to take out the ads and you want to use the icicles to align the runes. And they were all done as I went to do it already, so that was fine. And then the flames spawn again. It sounds like there's an actual visual indicator. Not a visual, an audio indicator when the frames spawn, that little ding noise, so you can tell from that as well as just like looking. Again, canes of damage, just walk around. So this is generally how the first half of the fight goes. It's just the same. It's just doing these different mechanics: the cones of damage, killing the ads, lighting the runes, and getting the fire buff. He does that big AoE damage attack as well, which seems to look more impressive than actually doing damage. It doesn't really do much damage to you, but okay, this one's the ice balls from the sky. And again, just going around dodging the cones of frost. You can see as well, this boss and all these enemies are also weak to fire, so they're taking bonus fire damage. I just double checked on New World database, so this boss is ancient and his only weakness is to fire, so he takes 20% more fire damage, and that's it. So you could use Ancient Ward, infuse Ancient coatings for more protection if you wanted to. Okay, we've got him down quite low now, so we should start doing another effect. Or another couple of effects. I'm not sure what percentage it actually triggers. Okay, here we go. So sometimes you summons this Guardian Root in the middle. You all need to prioritize attacking that. If you don't kill it in time, it does massive, like this, massive cones of damage go around, doing high damage. So you want to prioritize killing that as soon as you can. The boss, the main boss as well, will now start to move around a little bit. You like kind of like TVs to different areas. Still want to have people picking up the flames when you can. But now it's just really just DPSing him. And again, he spawned the root in the middle, so everyone wants to try and get back and prioritize killing that. And as you can see again, the Ice King comes out if you don't kill him quickly enough, so the quicker you can kill it, the better, but as soon as we kill it, these Ice Kings should disappear. And I'm the one that gets into Ice Tomb this time, so I need my allies to get me out of that. Like that. And a teammate got ice teamed. Again, as soon as someone gets ice teamed, you really want to just quickly get them out as soon as you can. He summons this thing. You see, the big AoE skill he did there, the big circle thing, kind of gives you a little bit of a pushback to try and make it, I think, harder to get into the middle to kill the root. Again, another ally getting ice team, just take him out. So this bit is just rinsing and repeating again. It's just taking out the root when it spawned, getting anyone out of ice team, and then following the boss around and attacking it, and still getting the flames to give you the extra protection. As you can see, someone on our team is doing a good job of reminding everyone to take the flames, as it is very key. So he's down to the last 10% there, 10% now, so you still want to concentrate on taking out that root though, because that root will wipe us if we don't take it out. As you can see, DPS wise, we've just got a variety. I don't think there's anything specific you need to bring. A good variety is always good. So I don't think you need to bring anything specific for it. Just whatever you like, really. Obviously, spear's always going to be good for the rounds and stuff, but whatever you want. So now, almost finished him. I think a root is going to spawn, but I think we're just going to DPS down the Guardian anyway for the win. Yeah, a root spawns, we just all decide he's low enough to take out before the root's going to do anything, so we will just go for the boss for the kill. And there we go, we take him out. And that is it. So we had, on that one, we had 38 minutes remaining. So it took us just over 20 minutes to do that run. So on the floor, you'll get a loot bag. Every time you do it, it drops just a couple of pieces of gear. And then twice a week, you get a bonus chest. So the bonus chest is called the Winter Rune Forge Spoils. Again, that's twice a week you can get that. Inside that you get 150 dark matter, a chance for the Tempest Fury Great Axe, which is the Whirlwind Great Axe. And then there's just a load of other named gear you can get as drops. Some of it is actually quite good. There's quite a lot of armor pieces with weapon perks on there. And I think there's a few nice weapons as well, with some Frost Achievement perks on there, along with other perks. So yeah, there is a few things actually worth getting from this, I think. It's probably generally just worth doing twice a week. Any more than that is not really worth it. This I did. This was an extra run, and I only just got the two. I only got the 2 gear from the drop, which weren't very good at all. So it's probably just a twice a week thing you want to be looking at doing with this. So yeah, that's it for the Winter Rune Forge. Again, as always, if you've got any questions about anything, just drop a comment below and I'll get back to you. But otherwise, thanks for watching.